Hi, friends. Welcome back to us.
Hi. What did we used to say?
You'd say I'm Erin.
I'm Erin.
And I'm Krista.
Today
we are talking about.
We're going back. We're going back, then we're coming forward.
Yep.
We're
gonna like talk. Reverse, and it's like a Back to the Future.
It's a Back to the Future episode starring us. We're gonna take you back to 2015.
Oof.
In which we recorded a video called The Sweetest Thing.
Is that what we called it?
I think it was, because remember, it came up, and we're talking about the chocolate bar palette.
Yes, it was the first video we ever did.
The very first video in February of 2015.
That's crazy.
We recorded a video called The Sweetest Thing where it was this OG chocolate bar palette and the semi-sweet, which we think died in a fire.
Oh, yeah, I had the semi-sweet palette. I think I just got rid of it because it was so old.
You decluttered it. So we did like a review and a tutorial and like a whole shebang on that. So we thought when Too Faced released the new Better Than Chocolate palette that we should, why did I cover my mouth? We should revisit. And if you've been paying attention, I was uploading some shorts with some snippets of us being absolutely bonkers.
Yes.
And we look like crazy clowns.
We look, I'm taking
my
my glasses off. Yes, we look like horror clowns. It's kind of funny to me that when I look at that, and that was 2015, so we're talking, what is that, 7 years now?
Yep.
We look older then.
Yeah, it's like 7.5 years.
Than we do now, but what is your reasoning for that?
Well, we look more natural. I literally have natural hair color, and in that video, I have hot red Ariel berserker hair.
You do have really red hair.
And you have a crazy undercut with like a pink piece in the front.
Yeah, I have like a 360 undercut. This is only like to here, and it was dark underneath.
Yep.
And then purple or pink, and my eyebrows are very severe. And
you got Sharpie brow?
I have Sharpie brow. It's because before I had my microblading done, so I had like freehand it, and I wasn't the best at it back then. And now we're like more of our natural. My hair's colored.
A lady of a certain age,
but you know, 40s.
Yeah.
Versus the 30s.
Yeah. Oh, and always
drinking.
Cheers. We don't have our matching glasses or matching drinks, but this is where we're at.
Because life has changed for us dramatically. In 7 years, I feel like our lives are.
They're different lives.
They're completely different, but I like our lives now. They're good.
Yeah, no, they're good. So, if you want to see us talk about the differences and our thoughts on this new buddy.
We're both wearing it, obviously.
We're both wearing it. We'll get into that. Stick around. Subscribe if you already don't.
Subscribe.
Give it a like and keep on watching.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. All right, it's the time we've all been waiting for. We're gonna put this palette on my face. As you can see, my face is done. Krista's gonna be doing hers separately because that's how life rolls now. But yeah, I've got my palette here. I'm gonna do one eye and then go away. And then you'll see the both of us in the magic of later. Off the bat, I have swatched this. There's a lot of like mid-tone brown shades, which we'll get into, especially when we're comparing the two palettes. So I'm gonna do like a chocolatey brown eyeball. We're gonna, why is there a fruit fly in my room? I don't have any bodies under the floorboards, do I? We're gonna do chocolatey brown. I might get into this shimmer with the chocolatey brown. I kind of like the tone of that. You know, that guy. So let's just get into it and play around. I have my face done. My eyes are prepped how I normally do, which is just like my foundation on my lids and a little tiny bit of translucent powder to set that down. So I got a little tiny square mirror here for me. I'm just going to go and do what I would normally do. So we're just going to go in and create like a chocolatey brown kind of fall, summon the fall vibes, if you will. It is 85 today. Well, maybe less. It was 85 yesterday, but we had a thunderstorm. I haven't looked at the weather today. But you know, it's warm because it's the end of August. And, but I'm looking forward to like the next 3 weeks when it starts to be like warm during the day, but like as soon as the sun starts going down, you get fall vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start just by putting the shade Buttercream, which is this light shade, all over me lid. I feel so old school YouTube right now. It's kind of fun, right? Who does this anymore? Not a lot of people. I like it. This is like why I started the channel, was to, I'll do this eye. It's my good eyebrow, so we'll do this eye. I always start in the crease, even though I'm going to go all over my whole eyeball. So later when you see Krista, she's going to be doing her eyes while she processes, because I'm doing her hair tonight. You know, 2 birds, 800 stones. And while she's doing it, I'll like vlog style check in on her and see what her thoughts are. And then, yeah, we'll sit down and do our final thoughts and review on the palette and do a comparison of the original chocolate bar. I cannot believe that it's been, if this fruit fly is in this video, I'm going to file a report with the FBI. I cannot believe it's been since 2015 we made our first video. Life, why am I doing my other eye? I guess I'm doing both eyes. Here we go. That's habit. Still using that same, obviously, shade called Buttercream. So much has happened personally, professionally for both of us. You know, life has, I mean, good God, I'm still getting over COVID. I know I filmed a video right when I was in the throes of it. I got it like 3 weeks. I am the weirdo who is testing positive. The last time I tested was day 13 of my infection. My wife's not testing positive. Actually, Krista was also still testing positive because, of course, I gave it to them. They were at my gig. That's what we do. Nightmare. And Emily wasn't, her wife. So it's like, we're the mutants, clearly. But you can hear that I'm still congested, and it's been almost 3 weeks. Why? Oh, okay. So next I'm going to go into the shade. So here's one of my complaints is that this shade, Lick the Bowl, and this shade, Nice Buns, look very similar. I'm going to go with this one because it looks a scotch deeper, as we're just going to do a nice like gradient brown eyeball. So I'm going into that one called Nice Buns. There's a lot of mid-tone browns, like I said, that just kind of all look the same. This one to me has a little bit more warmth. And because we're summoning the fall gods, let's go back to what I was talking about, 2015. This brush probably was in that video. I'm going to look. I've never found another crease brush that I like as much. And when it dies, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've bought other ones. They just don't compare to this ye old Sonia Kashuk brush that has all its like stuff worn off from my acid hands that eat everything. Yeah. So all of 2015 is kind of like, when I look back, it was a bit hard for me because I was like getting married and I thought that was my life, right? Like, who gets married and thinks that they're going to get unmarried? Nobody does. And you know, it's hard for me now in 2022, Erin, to look at 2015 Erin, who's happy and hopeful and excited. I actually like feel bad for that Erin. I know I'm the same Erin, but do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I know what's coming and it ain't good. So there's that part that's a little bit hard for me. And I miss like the camaraderie that Krista and we still have it in real life, but you know, that we don't have the time like that anymore to like do things like that. And yeah. Okay. So now I'm debating between Bitter Half, this one, and Cake My Day. Bitter Half, this guy has more purple tones and this has more orangey tones. And I'm going to go with the purple one because like, if I've always said, and I would say this to my hair clients, like if you want a chocolate brown, you need a little violet in there. Because if you look at a chocolate bar, it has some violet, has some purple. So I'm going to go with Bitter Half. So far, it's blending very nicely. I thought they might all blend together and look like, you know, when you put an Easter egg in all the colors. But no. I'm keeping that to the outer regions. That looks pretty. So we basically were filming the channel together for 2 years. And I'm coming up on having almost, I think I'm at 191 videos. Which, you know, considering I don't film that often because so many things have happened to me that I can't, like I don't have that life where I could just like be, oh, I have a Thursday afternoon free. Like, no, I have a toddler. I have no freeness. And also I'm endeavoring into a new career that I'm not talking about right now, but I'm like going to school. So I like don't, you know, I just started that. So like that is now in my schedule. I have like 0 hours to live usually. So I miss those times of before I had kids and that freedom to like be more creative. But as my toddler's getting older, I can see that like I'll have more freedom. What's that gonna look like? I don't really know. But yeah, when I watch the videos, it's like, oh, look at us go, our youngness. Even though we were old when we started the channel. Just different times. And Chris and I have actually been friends since 2006. I think we've talked about this. But she was my client. She came to me as a client at the salon that we both ended up working at because she had an interest in makeup, and I was like, you should work here. So she started working while she was taking a makeup course at the salon, and then obviously moved into doing makeup artistry, and she was like a front desk coordinator and all that. And she still does freelance even though she's not working in a salon anymore. She has a 9-to-5. All right, so that's that darker shade. It doesn't really pull plum or purple, but it added some nice depth. So right now I'm going to take a clean brush and just like blend the edges a little bit. If you are watching this, please say hello. And if you remember our first video or you were around in those first years, I would love for you to comment and tell us like what you remember or whatever, because it's like been a journey. It's been so crazy. All right, so I don't think I'm going to do anything else in the crease. I think let's go on the lid with some shimmer. And I think I'm going to use that one that I showed you guys, and it's called Reality Chalk. The names are cute. Chris and I will go over the names. I have swatched most of this, but not all of it, because I was waiting for her. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Let's see if I need to wet my brush or if I'm going to go with my finger first and see what happens. I haven't used a Too Faced palette in 522 years. Like, I don't think I've bought one since maybe the Chocolate Bar. They're just not my vibe. I may have bought one, but decluttered it like 500 years ago. I'm not saying anything negative about them, but I just, you know, I don't gravitate. A little bit of fallout happening. It's pretty. I don't think you need to wet your brush. The fallout could be my fault because I was a monster when I was putting it on there. So if you're going to do shimmers, usually like a darker shimmer, probably do your like face, your complexion after, because you can see. I'll clean it up. But the shade is more, I would say pinky brown. It's really pretty. I'm curious what the fudge looks like. Should I do it on the other side? Let's do it. Who cares? I'm not leaving my house. I do have a client before Krista comes over, but she doesn't care when I click. All right, so this is what the fudge on this eye. I'm not gonna like tell Krista the shadows I use and see what she does. Okay, so this one is less shimmery. It's like the other one has more glitter in it. Does that make sense? The tones are similar. So again, there's a lot of repeats in this, if you ask me. There's like, could have been more, dear God. There could have been more like, I mean, I don't know. Like, what would I want to see? The palette's big. It could have been smaller, I think. It does have that weird purple in there, and I think they just throw those in for novelty. Like, I would have rather just seen more browns, I guess. Variations on browns? I don't know. I mean, there's a weird green. I'll swatch that one. What in God's name? My dogs are also barking. How dare them? But yeah, when I look at this, I don't see a big difference in those two. So I'm going to go in with the Reality Chalk, the first one I used. Is that what I used? Yeah, and put it on this eyeball too. My lighting is doing something weird because I'm just sitting in front of an open window. Thoughts? I think it's pretty. You know, do I have these colors? I might. I don't know. I haven't opened the other one up because I want to be like my actual reaction to like if they're very similar and if you would ever need to have more than one of these things. Krista also used to have the, we reviewed it in our very first video, the semi-sweet chocolate bar or whatever. She might have decluttered it, so we don't have that one to compare, but we do have the original chocolate bar palette. All right, I'm gonna go under my eyes with a little something to define them, and then call it a day until later, until you see us later. Yeah, so I'm going to just go right in with that bitter half, the darker one that I used on the outside, and just go under my eyeballs. I have lots of good memories from when we would film together, but again, like I said, some of it's like painful for me. Which is okay, you know. There was also a lot of good that happened in my life at that time. It's just, you know, hindsight is hard. Because you're like, well, that ain't gonna last. What did you do wrong? Was I just naive? We had a lot happen. I'm not trying to get TED Talk in this, but, you know, that's part of my history. For green eyes, these tones are really pretty. Green, blue. Cast your vote. They changed. So I'm just smudging that and kind of like upward a little bit towards my brow. I'm not a big liner wearer anymore because I'm 46 and there's a lot going on, like wrinkle wise. Well, I don't really have wrinkles, but your eyes change and it's just softer. I'm not saying I don't wear liner, but you are not going to catch me in a wing very often. It's just not worth the effort. Go away, bug. How dare you? What are we thinking? All right, that's it for now. You'll see Krista doing some application in a little bit. Goodbye for now. Goodbye. Oh, hello.
Hi.
There, Krista.
Hi.
Here we have Krista in the wild, trying out this new palette.
The Better Than Chocolate.
She's getting her hair done and we're multitasking. Do you have any first impression thoughts?
I like it. There are a lot of similar tones. Like, there's a lot of what I feel like are kind of almost duplicates.
Yeah.
They're a little bit different. The shade is a little bit different, but that becomes redundant in a palette. I feel like you want more choices in that. It's very warm. It's I mean, the shadows are good quality, but that's Too Faced, you know.
How are they going on your eyeball?
They're going on well. The glitteries are like powdery, but that's kind of normal, that loosey feeling, you know what I mean, where I feel like I could crumble it with my finger. But the mattes went on really nice, and the shimmer went on really good. The Too Faced are good eyeshadows. It smells like chocolate.
Oh, I forgot to smell it. Yeah. Okay.
It's not as chocolate as the
room.
original chocolate bar, but the shadows are good quality. So far, so good. I like it. It's just there is a lot of like buttercream and Lick the Bowl. Those are very, very similar. They're like a half step off from one another. Right. There's a lot of mattes. I feel like there could have been like one that was in between like a white and that, like almost like a mushroom color. Right. You know what I mean?
What was that weird green at the bottom?
Oh, the Sext and Candy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about.
I'm gonna put that one in the middle of my lid, I think.
Oh, fun. All right. Well, keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we're back. Hopefully, you just watched clips of us in process.
Putting it on.
Putting it on. We were gonna film the home tutorial situation. Okay.
Mouth strokes, it happened.
So you just watched us apply.
Yes, put some of that.
Yes. So now we're gonna talk the differences between these two palettes. I don't remember how much that was at the time.
I'm gonna guess,
because we bought it in the set.
Guesstimate probably 30 some to $40.
I feel like they were historically like $39.
I was thinking that too.
This effer, $49.
What? Okay, let's first.
All right.
Let's look at the pan differences. So this, how many shades is in that one?
3 times 6 is 18.
I couldn't think of that one. I don't know my times tables.
So yes, there are more shadows.
There's 2 more shadows in that one.
Because you
have double pans here,
right?
In your matte,
get
natural ones, right? And the tone is different. This is very cool, and that is very warm.
Yes, that's the major difference between the two, is that the original is a lot more cool tone, and I didn't remember that until I just opened it today, because I haven't opened it in 45 years.
This one is also doesn't have the same amount of metallics and shimmers as that one.
Yeah, we'll have to count them up.
That one has way more, like, not just even like, I don't mean just like shimmery, frosty ones, but that one has like high metallics in it.
Yeah, it has almost like chunky glitter.
And then this only has 3 glitter shades. This has 3. So they got the deeper purple, the like dark copper, and then this green tone.
So there's like 3?
3 like They're not chunky glitter though.
Like they're shimmer?
They have some glitter in them.
They're like weirdly, like.
And they're very sheer.
They're sheer. Like they're that.
Like a topper
old,
shade.
like a topper. Like I feel like a lot of older palettes have that where they're not very saturated.
Right. We like used it to like pat in the middle, kind of a thing, and then a lot of neutral matte shades and a lot of these very light tones.
Like that's almost a bridal palette.
Yeah.
Like it's neutral, it's soft.
This is a bridal palette.
Does it still smell like chocolate?
Yeah.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Well, aren't they made with actual cocoa? Isn't that why they smell like chocolate?
I think so, but I don't know how to read.
Infused, yeah.
Indulge in an eyeshadow palette so deliciously exotic, buttery rich, and stylishly seductive. Yes, cocoa powder infused.
Same with this. 16 antioxidant rich cocoa powder infused matte and shimmer shades of natural brown, delicate peaches. No, delicate pinks. Because I was reading the wrong word. Delicate pinks and luscious plums. Inspired by best-selling cocoa powder infused chocolate soleil bronzer.
First glance, if I didn't know and I was blindfolded,
how do you glance if you're blindfolded?
I've got X-ray vision. I would like this one better.
I would like this one better.
Oh, really?
Because I wear more
true.
warm tones.
I mean, I like warm tones, but I just think if I was just like blind taste testing, I would.
You love a taupe.
I do love
That's
a taupe.
why. I love a copper and a purple and those darker bronzy tones. But that's I mean, this is it literally these are literally this is us.
Yeah.
Like
this is what we would do.
I grabbed the wrong side.
Well,
these are our colors.
So
you want to talk about what you have on?
Yeah, let's just give a big old hello and goodbye to the original Bob.
Bye.
If you want to see him in action, go watch the very first video on this channel. It's a nightmare and a dream at the same time.
It's a fever dream.
It's a fever dream, but of nightmares.
It's funny though.
So how many of this are shimmer? How many are chunky glitter bombs?
Okay, so we have, that's a shimmer. That's a shimmer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers and then 3 chunky glitters. Because
So
you have
10 out of 18.
Yes. So you have a chunky, like this is a chunky glitter. So that's the Milk It, Reality Chalk, and Bless Your Tart. And this one here is the one I actually have underneath in my waterline, that blue, and it is a Fallout City. I had to do a lot of cleanup to not look like I got popped in the eye.
Yeah.
Because blue Fallout is the worst.
You have watched when I was doing my application and I had a disaster.
Oh yeah. I used a pencil brush and I tried to like smudge it slowly, but still Fallout Town. But that's normal for these kind of glitters where you feel like you could like crumble it if you swatched it too hard.
I mean, I haven't swatched a lot of the shimmer shades because I wouldn't wear that blue. I wouldn't wear that purple. I love purple. I said I know,
I just think it's funny that I have both of those.
But I just wouldn't grab, like, I would have probably when I was, like, younger, but, like, I don't know, now, also, this is the most makeup I've had on in 3 weeks.
Same.
I gave Krista COVID.
We both had COVID.
But it's my fault.
No, I think we gave it to you.
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
There was a pandemonium.
But all 4 of us, my wife and myself and her wife, all got it.
Well, it could be your wife's fault.
It could be
it was a double doozy of one of my bandmates and Emily, and we were all at my gig in a small place. The only time I played an indoor gig this entire year.
And it turned out that my mother-in-law had it, which we did not know because she didn't have any symptoms, and my wife got it from her mom and then gave it to me.
And let's just discuss that our wives got it, tested negative within like 5 days. Fine.
Mm-hmm. You and I
still tested negative as of 5 days ago.
So still tested negative?
I mean, positive. See,
positive.
My brain is literally a nightmare from it.
I'm convinced we had that BHA strain.
We do.
Yeah. And because we're both completely vaccinated
and boosted.
It's
been 3 weeks almost.
Yeah. We're completely vaccinated and boosted. The beginning, I had no symptoms. I never would have tested myself had my wife not been sick.
And then we were like, alert!
And I was like, oh God, Emily's got cold symptoms. Emily, take a test. And she's like, it's negative. It's just a very faint line. And I'm like, oh, that's still positive.
And you were like, no.
That's how that works. So then I tested myself the next day. I tested myself immediately negative. The next day I was positive, called them. They were good. And then 2 days later, they were positive. So we all had, ironically enough, weekend plans separately. We were going to go camping. They were going to go to a different state to go to a show. Everything got canceled.
and it was my daughter's 3rd birthday. On her birthday, she had COVID.
Oh, it was bad. But then our wives were like, some symptoms, cold symptoms, and then they were fine, and then they're negative. I was like, I have nothing. I feel totally
you have
fine.
nothing for days.
And then all of a sudden, when I was like cleared to go back to work, because it had been 5 or 6 days, I was like, all the symptoms.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
No, she was like, I just put hot sauce on a salt and vinegar chip and it tasted like nothing.
I couldn't taste anything. And
like,
it was
oh.
so weird. I made chicken noodle soup and it tasted like I was just eating a bowl of warm water. It was gross.
Why did we get on the COVID tangent?
I don't know. Because we have COVID brain?
I was talking about shimmers and things I would and... Oh, makeup. I have not had this much makeup on.
Right, because we haven't been wearing makeup because we've had COVID.
Right. So, I mean, I haven't really swatched all those, but...
Well, we can swatch a few.
Yeah,
let's do... okay, let's start with the crumbly doodad. This one is Reality Chalk.
That's what I have on my lid, and you saw me apply it, and it's very pretty.
So, it's got like a copper undertone to it. Now,
Like
the thing
a pinky
is...
shift.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is there's a lot of, like I said earlier, similar shades in here.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
this palette is larger than it needs to be because there's a lot of repeats that don't need to be.
but then they
there.
can charge $49.
Right, like, it would actually be better as a 9-pan or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
I think so too. I think I could cut it in half. And then like the blue one, because people always want to see like the bright
That
tones.
one is garbage.
That one is a Fallout Town. Like, I just had to swatch that a lot.
Yes.
If you love a blue, I mean, it's on my bottom lid right now. But see, once I swatch it, see how much it sheared out.
So I can tell you with 100% certainty, if you want a shimmery blue, the e.l.f. cookies.
I was literally gonna say e.l.f.
Because that's what I wore, like, something that we went to, and I had like a blue shimmer eye on, and it was that little cookies and cream palette.
I remember,
Great.
but I don't remember where we were.
It's a great blue.
Their shimmer shades, like they have a copper one, they have a purple one, are phenomenal. I don't know what they do to them. I think that
For e.l.f.?
Yeah, I think they sold their soul to the devil or something.
Good.
But they're amazing. I saw one of their other ones on a girl on TikTok, and I was like, what is that from? And she's like, oh, it's from Grocer. And I was like, what? e.l.f.? What? So that is a blue, but you can see again how much that sheared out.
It's not very, like...
They're not saturated.
Saturated, yeah.
The green, well, let's see. So what would you say? We had 7 shimmer shades, 3 chunky glitters, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 true mattes. And they're all of the mattes are
similar.
a warm brown or this like pinky taupe. They're all very similar.
Now, they did, for me, blended really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't blend all together, which I thought they might since they all look so similar.
The mattes are super saturated.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, mattes are easy to have saturated.
Right.
Mattes, and I don't, they're manufacturing wise, they're not that hard to get saturated. But like those are very similar. Those are 2 different shades.
And you don't need both.
That is Nice Buns and Lick the Bowl. And
Oh
then
my God,
I'm running.
say something else.
And then this is Buttercream. I can't see what I'm doing because I'm doing it backwards. That's Buttercream.
The names are cute. They're not obscene or weird because you know they've got the Better Than Sex mascara, and I got afraid.
No, NARS.
Well, I know NARS is filthy, but sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
they're cute.
Bite Me, Midnight Stacks, Sex and Candy, Brownie Points, Cake My Day, Sugar Rush, What the Fudge, Nice Buns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gold Digger, Skinny Dipped. They're all candy chocolate things.
Like, would I suggest you go and buy this? No. I bought it, and I said this in my tutorial portion. I haven't bought a Too Faced product, and I can't tell you when.
Since they sold to Estee Lauder.
Well, sure.
I mean,
I'm just not gravitated towards them. There's nothing wrong. Like, I'm not saying anything wrong, but like, I don't care. And I don't like big palettes, but I bought this for us to have a moment.
Right, because it's the first one we talked about ever.
I definitely think I'll get a few fall looks out of it because I do like the warm browns. I think they're really pretty, especially when you have greeny eyes like we do.
Yeah, like I have on my lid Skinny Dipped.
Here, let's zoom in a little. When I say zoom, I mean move a plastic container with a cup on top of it with my phone.
So I have Skinny Dipped on my lid. In my crease, I have a mix of Brownie Point. So this is my lid here. And then I have my crease is the Brownie Points. And I have as my transition shade, the Lick the Bowl. And then underneath, I have the blue Bless Your Tarte. And then it's kind of hard to see, but in the very inner corner here, that purple shift is the Sugar Rush. So obviously the lavender. And then I have the Midnight Snack. This purple is like the little bit of liner here.
Which you got a really pretty look.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I told the humans when I was doing mine.
Oh,
You never
it's
tried it.
it's very pretty. It's nice, but it's a lot of fallout. And if you're somebody who isn't super well versed in makeup and applying makeup and understanding how fallout works and how to not make it your whole face a disaster, it might not be for you.
Right.
And no shade, not a lot of people, if you're not somebody that wears a ton of makeup,
do your eyes first and then your face.
And you can get these exact kinds of shadows, these same tones, these same finishes from e.l.f. or even Wet n Wild. They have a couple palettes that are very similar to that I use. I use one of their palettes almost daily for like my just easy breeze look. That pink shadow is a Wet n Wild shadow. And the whole palette is $5.
That's what I'm saying, is that is a large palette, an 18 pan palette that could have been condensed to 9.
And
easily.
for $50, there's a lot of makeup you can buy now that is not even close to that is well made.
Right.
ColourPop, e.l.f., Wet n Wild. There's so many that you can buy that you're not gonna spend an arm and a leg on. Right. And I don't think people are trying
and also I just don't like big palettes.
And and if you don't want to carry, because if you're trying to like take it with you, then you gotta like bring a tote
bag.
Like
there was a day when they were like, give me the Morphe 35 or whatever.
I have those palettes because as a makeup artist, I need big palettes.
But like easier. Me, who's only doing my face.
Right. But I wouldn't, but in my Morphe kits, I have those kind of shades.
Exactly.
It's just not, I don't think it's worth, and a Morphe 35 palette is $22.
Right.
And it's not worth the.
So if you're like a fan of all their palettes, their smelly palettes that they put.
Because it smells like cocoa powder.
It smells good. But if you're a collector, then you probably wouldn't be mad.
Right.
If you're a collector. But like if you're just like looking for quality shadows and like a warm, neutral fall palette, there are other options that aren't going to be $50 that aren't 18 pans where 7 of them look the same.
Right. There's just better options.
I'm not mad that I bought it because I wanted to do a video with Christ, but you know, like if I hadn't had that idea of doing the comparison, I would not have bought it.
Right. No. And I don't see myself really buying these big expensive palettes anymore. I have so many.
No, I send my wife tiny expensive palettes. That's what I want to.
Right.
Tiny ones that cost $50 that have 4 shades.
Well, because you like
like a Tom Ford quad that's $89. I send those to her. I don't receive them.
I just like,
but they are sent.
Right. I mean, and there's I think in makeup there's things that make sense to spend good money on, right? Like certain foundations, obviously any kind of skincare. Things like that.
Especially that's where I spend my money now.
Yeah, same.
Because we're old.
Right, because now I'm 40 and skincare is what is gonna matter, not the most expensive things on. And I have some, again, foundations that are very expensive and some that aren't. And
that are $2.99.
You know what I mean?
I'm sweating.
It's just, I have spent a ton of money in my life on makeup, more than most. And now I'm at the time in my life where I'm just like, meh, unless I need it. For my kit, I don't need a $50 palette anymore.
Neither one of us are in a salon anymore. So we're not doing like daily makeup where you're like, ooh, what's my choice today?
Right.
You know, so it's like I often grab the same quick thing that I want to use, and it's not going to be an 18 pan chocolate bar palette.
And I will also say, as I've been doing makeup for almost 20 years, I can count on one hand the amount of time that people have wanted blue eyeshadow. Or pink or purple. Typically, people want neutrals.
Yeah, unless it's Halloween.
They want warm, right? Unless it's Halloween or something like that. But bridal makeup is going to be that first palette.
Right.
I've never used a lime green eyeshadow. Even in photo shoots and commercials, I've never.
Right.
People don't want that. Unless, again, it's something avant-garde, which is rare. Everybody wants like neutral tones.
Why is our friend group, which is our wives, and then our other friend and her wife, calling us?
Especially because they're upstairs. Somebody's butt dialing.
Somebody's got a butt dialer! It's probably Emily!
That's my wife.
Oh,
it's Cookie.
No, I'll let it happen. I'll allow it.
I think what we should do, though, because it's been 7 years.
Yes.
We should talk a little bit
about our butts.
About our butts. Or what is different.
I was waxing reflective earlier. A bit. But I didn't want to get into a TED Talk because my life is basically a TED Talk on how
your life did a 180.
Yeah.
Except for me. I'm still here.
Yeah, no, you're I probably smell. I'm very sweaty.
You never smell.
Okay.
You don't produce odors.
I really don't. It's kind of weird. It takes a lot.
I think it has to do the reason we have all the vellus hair. I don't think we create a lot of glands like that.
That's
sidebar.
Vellus hair. I was like, what?
We don't have body hair.
No, bald.
Like we just don't grow it.
Well, I talk on this channel frequently, so why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
At least once a month I do.
I mean,
your hair is long and
my
blonde.
hair is very long.
Let's start with that because I've had questions about if I've killed you, if you're dead, what you're doing, and about your hair. Like when I posted a short of like our old video 7.5 years ago, somebody was like, why is her hair so long? I was like, do you mean in this video because you're going to poop yourself?
Right.
Her hair is a very long.
We started growing, I think it's a joint. I mean,
It is.
It is. We started growing my hair out August of 2020 because pandemic town.
Yeah. And I said, you're not doing
and
this anymore.
and the thing is because in it, I actually had the time and where I didn't have to like be somewhere all the time where I could let that grow out. Because growing out in a complete 360 undercut is not easy because your hair goes through very many changes. Like I got longer, like the top part got longer, but then we had to cut it all super, super short again.
Yeah.
To like even it out.
We had to like cut it shorter to get it longer.
Right. And now we're past that. And now it's been 2 years. This is 2 years of growth from this being, so this hair was shaved to the scalp.
Yep.
And so this is what has happened in 2 years time.
Mm-hmm.
And we went blonde. We don't really do the colors anymore unless it's like something fun that washes out after a little bit.
Yeah.
Because A, it does make you look softer and younger, and B, we're not in a salon. So to keep that up is harder.
I'm sitting in my salon.
Well, right. But I'm not in a scenario where I could be like, hey, you person,
throw this on.
We put this on my hair real quick. I'll drive home with a cap on.
Right.
Like, that's not how it is anymore. But, still married.
Good job.
To the same lady. Love her very much.
Good job.
Still this dumb idiot's best friend.
Mm-hmm. And who's your new best friend?
Her daughter, Hazel. She calls me Gaga.
We didn't train her to do that. It was natural.
It was. She just started calling me that. And I love her so much. But the best is she loves me so much.
She really does.
And it is amazing.
Like she'll just be like, Gaga, come over. Like the other night she was like, Gaga, campfire, backyard. I was like, Gaga is busy.
And every time I go, where do I live? She goes, you live with me. And I'm like, I don't. But
if you ask her who's in her family, she names us and then Gaga and Emmy.
Because we are.
Yep.
She's my little babes. I love her so much.
She's
the best. She's the best. She's amazing. She's great.
She's the cutest person that's ever lived.
But if you are somebody seeing me now from TikTok land,
oh yeah,
I am gonna come back. Everybody calm down, okay? I am. I really am. Don't roll your eyes at me. I needed to take a sabbatical. A lot of things happened and my brain is broken. And there was a lot of things. Everything's okay now. But you know,
the last couple of years have not been real for anybody. It's not.
No, it's been
real.
hard.
Like,
I lost my dad. My wife lost her dad. It's just been, and that creates a lot of stuff. And I needed to get my brain back. And doing content constantly, like 5 videos a day, all day, does make your brain want to explode.
I could never.
It's hard, and it becomes a thing where people feel like they own your time.
Right.
And I just got to the point that I was like, bah!
Like when you did post on TikTok the other day, my band thing. And people were like, there you are.
Right.
You're back. And then you're like, no, not.
No, not. But I am, my wife and I are actually in the process of moving. And so once I get settled and everything, and I am going to make more content.
To literally schedule it.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare. Like I am very erratic with the YouTube posting. I would love to do once a week.
It's hard. It is. And it's hard because TikTok is shorter form and people want you to answer questions. It does become a thing where for a while there, I was making 5 to 10 videos a day, but it becomes, you get burnt out.
Yeah.
What is your
TikTok for the humans?
So it's at Christamara. So CHRISTAMARA. And so if you come from there, I promise you I will be back. I will make this promise.
I'll hold her to it.
And she'll hold me to it.
I'm the enforcer.
I will be back by October 1st.
We can do some fall content.
You follow, I can do some Halloween stuff on there. So I will be back, I promise. I know I came back for a hot minute in like January, and then I was like, just kidding.
Psych.
But then my father-in-law passed, and that when my brain shuts down, I can be a human for my friends and my wife, and my job, and that's it.
The before times were different. There's no expectation to be human anymore. You don't have to do anything.
Right, and that's it. But I will be back, I promise. I built a pretty good community over there, and I don't want to just like throw it all on a fire.
Right, you had like you have like 165K.
Yep,
that's a freaking lot. I have 1,200.
TikTok is a different beast, though.
I know. I look at it a lot. I actually like posting on TikTok because it is quick, but even that is hard to do for me because, I have a 3-year-old who doesn't let me live my life. And so, like, she'd be in every video running rampant, which is...
Right. And I also have a different job. I still do makeup on the side, but I have, like, an actual at a corporate office job, and that is different So like it's a Monday, Friday, 9 to 5 kind of job because, you know, you need health insurance.
Right.
And so being an adult is terrible. It's a terrible
So
idea.
we should show them your tattoo.
Oh. So this is the newest. I don't know how to get my arm.
I don't know. That's like a weird angle.
There we go. This is my newest addition. His name is Ronald T. Raccoon. The T stands for the.
Obviously.
And he's a fancy gentleman with an ascot and a smoking jacket on.
He's dapper.
He's a dapper gentleman. So my wife has Ronald on her shoulder, but he's just kind of like peeking. He's like, hey, friends.
He definitely looks like he's longing for cheese.
And then this guy is sad that he lost all his cheese.
He did.
You get yours in September.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
So here's why.
My Ron is going to be mystical. He has moons and stars surrounding him. And then my wife's is like very nature-y.
Yes.
So
all of our Rons represent us, right?
Yeah.
So here's why. It is our like friend.
Oh, sorry.
Family.
My ceiling was falling down.
It's our like friend family tattoo.
Yeah.
Right? You want to tell a story about where this comes from?
I think we told this story in one of our other videos like last year. But
did we?
A raccoon attacked our campsite. Essentially destroyed our coolers. Like, and the best part was that we each heard it happening, but thought the other ones were just being chubby snack farms.
Right. I was like, wow, they're already getting snacks out of there. And
Like,
she was like, they're getting snacks out of there.
We had literally just gone from our campfire to our tents. And we had been eating like hobo pies or some sort of a s'more dessert around the campfire. And then literally within minutes of us going back to our tents, I heard like the rummaging of snacks bags and things. And I was like, are they already hungry?
Right. And that's what I thought was happening too. And I was
So
like,
nobody
are
went
they
to
getting
look.
stuff for the kids? What the hell?
So we were judging. And so like nobody looked. And then when my wife went to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, she caught him red-handed with like a bag of shredded cheese and like lettuce. And he like ran off into the literal woods because we were rustic camping, like true lesbians. And then again, when she had to take one of my kids to the bathroom, she caught him with like the sour cream tub like this. He had broken into our coolers because they have hands. And in the morning as she got up, it was like 7 a.m. I was like waiting. I was like, hey! I heard her like going to the bathroom. I was like, did you not hear all that in the middle of the night? She's like, well, I thought I heard you guys. I was like, no. There was a raccoon in our campsite demolishing all of our food, and then it had ripped our bag down.
Yeah, you know when you hang it in a tree? He climbed up there and was like swinging from it like Miley Cyrus on the wrecking ball, and he clawed it up. And so then it became this thing that we've like been talking about forever.
Well,
like
we should get this whole family, Ron and Rita and all their kids.
And then we were like, you know, we always wanted to get like a tattoo that is for our friend group, like the 4 of us. And then we were like, oh my God, we should get raccoon tattoos. And then I think it became almost a game of chicken.
It was.
Like, who will actually get a raccoon tattoo? And I was like, I will see your raccoon tattoo and I'll get a big ass one in my arm.
So they got theirs, but they made sure we had our appointments.
Yes, we all got our, so we're all getting our Ronald T. Raccoons. And that's fun. That's what we do.
We went camping once this summer, but that's all we got.
Because then COVID happened.
Yeah, because we ruined everything.
COVID ruined the end of our summer.
But yeah, so, hi, thanks for watching.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
We do. And I would like to do something for the Hocus Pocus release.
Ooh, yeah.
We should make a cocktail.
Can I tell you something really quickly?
I'm scared.
I am terrified.
That's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad.
I know.
It's going to ruin it.
I know.
I will be so mad. If it's not about the Sanders and Sisters and it's about whoever lights the candle.
But it is about them, I'm thinking. They're in it.
I know, but like, if they ruin it, I'll be so mad.
Well, then you have to treat it like the Santa Claus. I only watched the first one. The other 2 are garbage.
Well, it's like that, like The Sandlot, great movie. Amazing. I love the movie The Sandlot, maybe because it's my dad's favorite movie.
No.
Sandlot 2, trash.
Okay, so it could be that. We don't know. However, I think we should make a cocktail and film the night. We're going to have to watch it together, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because we did that once. We made a cocktail and watched Hocus Pocus. But we always watch it.
We have like our Halloween movies.
Yes.
The Craft.
And then maybe if we get the chance to go fall shopping, maybe we can vlog that.
Oh, yeah. I need to get, because I have a new house and mantle.
True, she has a mantle that she needs to decorate. So maybe we'll take you along. We say this, but don't believe us.
Never believe
We're liars.
It's just that we have lives and we're opening these now and we're tired. It's like 9:30. I'm like, I gotta go to bed now.
Oh, like I'm already very concerned because I usually use a microphone when I'm filming and I didn't bring it down here. So you could hear none of this. All right, well, thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to her. And you should find her on TikTok. What's your TikTok? Aaron Alexis?
Oh, Aaron Alexis 76.
And I'm Krista Mara. Yeah. Krista, Christ with an A. Mara, M-A-R-A.
Exactly.
One word.
All one word. Emphasis on the Christ. Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.